Hello, fellow geeks, and welcome back to Godly Geeks Studios. I'm Ryan Maniac,
And I'm Amy Doodles.
and we just wanted to make this quick little update video to pretty much talk about what's been going on in life and what we have in store for the channel going forward.
Yeah.
So, you might have noticed there's this lovely little global pandemic going on that has severely impacted our channel to the point that we have not been able to really make any sort of content whatsoever.
Since February.
Yeah. It's not for lack of wanting to, it's mostly just because we have not been able to. What with work and our own personal lives and all kinds of other elements that have more or less prevented us from being able to make content. So, but rather than just having it be a moment of, well, we're just going to quit, we've been taking a moment to step back and reevaluate what we want for the channel, what we want to do content-wise, and where we want to proceed going forward, and also been just taking the time to reevaluate our own personal lives.
Yep.
And figure out careers and that sort of thing. So we just want to give you this quick little update, just to describe where we've been at and what's all been going on.
Yeah. So for our channel, once the shelter in place was lifted in where we are located, we were able to instantly go, okay, let's get back on recording. And so we have actually recorded multiple episodes of a video game called Heavy Rain. So that's going to be coming out pretty soon. So it's a playthrough. And we've also done like a couple of one-shots of like different games that we've played. Not sure when those will come out. But our biggest one is Last of Us 2. And so that's actually going to be coming out, like the first episode of our playthrough comes out tomorrow. So Tuesday. So look out for that.
If this video is coming out on time, I hope it is. It should be. We'll find out.
We'll find out. Life happens. So the plan is for it to come out Tuesday. But maybe this video comes out on Tuesday and it'll come out on Wednesday. So just be on the lookout for our first episode of Last of Us Part 2. So like that's our big playthrough that we're actually going to be focusing on right now, just because we've waited so long for this game.
Yeah.
Plus it's amazing, so that's just what we want to play. But from that point on, we've got a couple of other games, playthrough games, but also like just one-off game, that we can play together, that we can just watch the other person play. And also like other video ideas like skits and stuff like that. We're coming up with ideas and we're writing it down, because we have decided and kind of felt like during this like global pandemic and quarantine time, like we both were able to kind of like evaluate our own life, but then also at the same time evaluate what we want from Godly Geeks Studios. And we talked about it, and it was like one of this like I call it a God moment, because that's what it was, because that's what we are. We want this channel to be God in the center of it. We want Godly Geeks Studios to be more than just a YouTube channel. We want it to be a business. And so we have an Instagram page. The link's going to be below. So go follow us on that.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter.
We've had one for a while, but we just haven't been very active on there.
Yeah. So we want to be more active on social media, because what we want to be is a place where fellow geeks can understand that they can love geeky things, but also love Christ at the same time, and that they go hand in hand. But also our slogan that we kind of came up with, that we're still kind of touring around, but it's like we want to be the heroes for the unseen. And so like we want to be the voice for the ones that don't have a voice, or the ones that don't feel like they have a voice. And so for us growing up, we were kind of the unseen kids. Yeah. Because of just things that we liked. We were homeschooled. I was a preacher's kid. We were different. Okay, so yeah. We weren't into football and sports and like a lot of other things. You were into a bit of sports, but we're like super into it like most other people were. And it was more of like we weren't popular. We were like the kids that like we didn't really have a certain group that we fit into. It was like, for me especially, I kind of like fit in like a bunch of different groups. So I was like a butterfly, so I just go to like one group, but I never felt like I ever really had a place to call my own, or a community. And so that's what we want Godly Geek Studios to be, is a community for fellow geeks that need a place to just talk about geeky things, but also be like, hey, how do I like stand up for my faith? Like, how do I do this? And so that's really what we want to do. And we don't know exactly how that's going to plan out. Like, that's what we're still in the process of trying to figure out, like, career-wise, and like what kind of goals we need to do and how are we going to set that up. But that's just kind of what we want. And so, like, that's just this kind of like the channel update and like where we're going with Godly Geeks Studios, and how like eventually what we see in the future is so much more than just, you know, playing video games or making crazy content on YouTube. It's going to be so much more than that. That's what we hope for. So yeah, that's just the channel update. And so I guess the next is kind of like a personal update, because we want to be real with y'all, because we feel like if we're real, then you can understand that we're actually real people. Okay, we're not just some crazy people on the other side of your, you know, your screen, but we're actually genuine people. So we have like hard times and we have life. And so what we want to do is be real with y'all at all times, because we feel like if we are real and we are authentic, then we can connect with you guys more. So I kind of just let Ryan talk kind of about like where he's at and what he's been going through, and then I'll kind of do mine next.
Alright. Well, lately in my life, ever since this COVID thing started happening, outside of working strenuous, good bit of hours, I've been taking a step back and reevaluating both career choices and just my personal life, and just dealing with all this other stuff I'd cared not to get into. Just a lot of personal demons I've been struggling with and trying to fight those, and just making peace in areas where there needed to be peace, and just taking a step back and just reevaluating what it is I wanted to do with my career. Like I said, I went 4 years to a community college with the hopes of getting a industrial engineering job somewhere, only to find out that 90% of places that would require you to have further experience. So I felt like I was just at a dead end. Plus, it was just something I didn't really... It was something I was good at, but it was something I wasn't very passionate about. So I've just been taking a step back and saying, okay, what's something I am really passionate about and would like to do as a career that doesn't feel like a job. It feels like something I enjoy doing a lot. So I've been taking a step back. Looked at a bit of online classes for digital cinematography and stuff like that. So hopefully that'll go somewhere in the future, but at the moment it's rather uncertain. But that's pretty much me. Just a lot of reevaluation.
Yeah, I can feel the same way. You know, when all this like pandemic stuff happened, I was in a relationship, and unfortunately, it just didn't work out. And so that kind of like threw a kink in my plans. I'm gonna be real. You know, it was someone that I did care about deeply, and I still do, but it wasn't the person for me. You know, we weren't fit to be in a relationship. So we ended things, and so that kind of made me go on this like huge like questioning everything path, and figuring out, okay, what am I doing for my career? Like, what am I doing for my degree? Like, what am I doing with school? Like, what am I doing with life in general? You know, I got to this point where I was just like, I felt like really sorry for myself, and that's just the honest truth. So the first thing I did was, well, one thing we both did was we decided, okay, now that the gyms are open, let's start trying to get healthy. We haven't been like super great at it because
I don't know. I've been told a lot of people that have been noticing. I personally don't notice it, but people are saying you've lost a lot.
I mean, going to the gym on a regular basis has been a struggle.
Yeah.
But it's something that we're actually like trying to pursue, and especially me, because I got really depressed, and when I get depressed, I gain a lot of weight and I eat a lot. And so like cutting back on what I eat and cutting back on like how much I eat and like working out was the first step, because I was like, okay, I'm done feeling sorry for myself. I'm done feeling depressed. Let's get back to where you were like 3 years ago, Abigail. Like, let's be real. Like, you can be healthy. And so that was the first step. I was like, okay, I want to be physically healthy. The next step was I need to be mentally healthy. So mentally, I hate school. It puts so much stress on me, and it just puts so much anxiety on me. And because I've had 4 concussions, school doesn't do well with me. And so just the thought of going back to school next semester was making me very, very, very anxious and stressed out. So I've actually decided that I'm taking a semester off of school. 1, so I can save money, so I can work and save money. And 2, is to really find out what I want to do because I'm tired of wasting money. I don't really know, like, what degree, or if I'm supposed to get a full degree. Maybe it's just a certificate. What I do know is that I have a lot of passions, and so I'm trying to figure out how to get all those passions to form into one thing, which is difficult to do when they don't seem like they match. They don't seem like they work together, but they do. I'm just trying to figure that out. So that's just where I'm at with my career. And then the third thing was I need to be spiritually healthy. Okay, so if I need to be physically healthy, I need to be mentally healthy, but the most important part is I need to be spiritually healthy. So that kind of like is a process, because you can't just like wake up one day and go, I'm going to be spiritually healthy. Just like you can't just wake up one day and be like, I'm going to have a six-pack. Okay, that's not going to happen. You have to work at it. And so my process is, rebuilding that relationship that I had that was so strong with Christ, and like rebuilding that up. So that means finding a church home that fits the needs of me, but also where I can serve and where I can pour into and also be poured into. But it's also finding a community of believers that's going to encourage me and lift me up. And it's great that I have this guy right here, because he's like the best person ever. But we both were like, we need other people, and so that's the other aspect of my life. It's like, okay, there are 3 areas in my life that I have to make sure are always healthy. And Abigail, you have not done that, and now look at you. You just feel sorry for yourself. Which we all have those moments. Like, we all have moments where, we're depressed, or life doesn't feel like it's going our way, or maybe you took a step back in your relationship with Christ, and you just don't feel like it's going anywhere. And it's okay to have those times, but it's not okay to stay there. It's not okay to just be like, yeah, I know that I'm not healthy in any area of my life, but I need to move forward. So that's just where we're at both individually and as a channel.
Okay, so yeah, basically that's just where we've been, and we just wanted to explain what's been going on and why the channel has more or less been dead for the past couple months after Sonic Week. It's just due to this global pandemic and lots of other things going on lately. This has just been a very trying and difficult time. It's also been a time of reevaluation and revelation, just us being able to take a step back and saying, okay, what do we want from both our personal lives and for Godly Geeks Studios? And so, in a way, I'm kind of grateful that we've had the time to just step back for a bit and figure things out. But I'm also happy to be back, because ever since this is going on, I've been coming up with so many ideas of things I'd like to do.
So here we are.
So,
we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
And we kind of hopefully have a schedule.
We have a general schedule in mind. Whether or not that actually works is a different story. We're going to try. We're going to try our best.
Okay? We still have life and work.
We're gonna figure this out in such a way that we can actually, get content out more regularly, and hopefully in the future I'd like to maybe get more people join in on this group, just so we have more people diversifying and helping out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, we're still trying to kind of figure this thing out, figuring out a couple things, but we have our goal in mind of what we like to make with this channel and Godly Geeks Studios in general, and we're just hoping for the best and praying everything works out.
Yeah. So, we hope you guys have a fantastical night, or day, or sleep, or whenever you're watching this. Just I hope it's a fantastical one. And we'll see you guys in Last of Us soon. Peace.
Be prepared for an emotional roller coaster ride.
Yeah.